There we go. Guys, as many of these done, you would figure you would know when to launch your camera. But this is cool. Again, this is what we do. Let me do a little adjustment there as well, guys. That way we can. Okay, guys, here we go. Thank you so much, of course, for following along, guys. Welcome to the show. If this is your first time, first of all, thank you so much for following along. I do appreciate anybody who, wants to be a part of this growing community and everybody that's active in it. So thank you guys so much. We are streaming live, of course. Get all the particular information like we always do out of here. We're streaming live on YouTube, guys, and you might have a problem watching on YouTube. StreamYard had actually posted that some people were having outages on YouTube, but I'm going to plug it anyway. So I always love to kind of direct people to our YouTube channel because we're always trying to build our viewership there. So guys, if you're checking us out on YouTube, thank you so much. And there's the website there, www.youtube.com/C/made from scratch broadcast. Do us a favor if you're watching there, please consider subscribing. Like, share, comment on there. We do appreciate it so much. We're always trying to build our viewership on YouTube. Also, hit the notification bell while you're there. It lets you know whenever we schedule new lives, whenever we are live like we are now, or whenever we just drop new video content on the channel, guys. So thank you so much if you're checking us out on YouTube. And of course, you can check us out on our Facebook page at MFSB Live. Do us the same sort of favor there. Hit the like button there. Join the page, the group there. I would appreciate it so much. I always love to expand and share my show with different people, different audiences. So it's so cool to do that. And of course, we're streaming live on Twitter via Periscope. So if you're watching there on Twitter, drop it down in the comments, man. Share. Appreciate you so much for watching there. And of course, we are streaming live on Twitch at twitch.tv/MFSB Live. If you're watching there on Twitch, we are trying to build it up there a little bit as well, So thank you so much if you're watching there on Twitch. And of course, we are streaming live on our favorite platform right now on LinkedIn. So if you're watching on LinkedIn, guys, thank you so much. Do appreciate it. So much everybody follows along, and it's such a great community. I just know that LinkedIn has been having problems doing their lives, and it's kind of been sort of terrible to watch them. And I'm a big proponent of watching lives, but it's sort of tough. And again, we do a separate thing on Instagram. So if you're watching on Instagram right now, same thing, MFSB Live on Instagram. We are doing our own little live that you get to watch just me. It's our little intimate time there. So thank you so much, guys. We already got people commenting in the comments. But before we do that, let's go ahead and bring on this evening's guest because, it's always about the people that we get to bring on to share with us. So her name is Chelle Shapiro, and she's a networking coach and connection facilitator with over a decade of experiences building relationships. Okay. So, she took she took her collaboration, community, and connection building to the next level, and she realized she had a passion for helping job seekers unlock their career paths, their career success path. I can't talk today. And founded ChelleStation. So, I'm going to go ahead and just bring her on, and we can talk a little bit more about her journey and why she loves helping people out. So guys, please help me welcome to the show, Miss Chelle Shapiro. How are you doing, Chelle?
Hey, Gabriel. Thank you so much for having me here. I think I like your introduction better. If I could be a networking cook, that would be amazing. If I could chef it up in the kitchen and be shaking people's hands at the same time, let me know how I can do that. I'll definitely, there's something to that. That wasn't a mistake. So.
And I thought about it, I said, wait a minute, whoa, what? My mind was processing it faster than it could actually come out of my mouth, and I said, "Whoa!" But this is live. So
I want to know how to be a networking cook. Yes, this is a new thing, guys. Tell me how we can make this happen.
Right. So maybe we invented something tonight, right?
Yeah.
Who knows? A networking cook, somebody who could actually build a network of cooks who can help.
A relationship building chef.
There you go. Awesome. So Amy's in the house. She's saying, excited to listen. Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Nick Lozano, how are you doing, sir? Nick was on the show last night. Senor Pasayala, hey, Yoka, what is up, my friend? Thank you so much. Enrique, my friend. Kat Daniels, yes. Now, Kat, I'm going to tell you, there is an echo. LinkedIn has been having a problem with this issue. There's two issues that they've been having. Number one, echo. Yes, it sucks. Number two, watching it on mobile. If you've tried to watch a mobile live stream on LinkedIn, it has been horrendous the last couple weeks since they did this new user interface update. It has killed some of the engagement on there, and I hate that because again, this is what it is. This is what the community is to want to bring in a community and build and connect with folks, and it's very hard to take this in whenever you have things like that, because the problem is you might be watching a live stream, and when you go in there and start watching it, comments are in real time. You can see the comments in real time, but it takes you to the beginning of the video every single time you watch on mobile, so it sucks. So if you
Yeah.
can watch it on watch it on your laptop, watch it on yeah.
Yeah. I see a few people switch to Facebook and YouTube. So
It is,
hopefully-
and that's a sad thing because this is such a great. See, Kat's even there now. She's here watching on Facebook. It is not a problem with the interface what we're using here. It is actually a LinkedIn problem. So LinkedIn, guys, I love your
get it together.
platform. Get it together, yeah. Oh, Nick says he was a chef. So there you go. We're networking.
Kat's got some ideas here too, I see.
Yeah, there you go. Sell pans. What started something? Running a movement here, guys.
Cookware.
This is how
Okay.
quickly a movement can start. Cookware, right? Here we go. We're building something here. So, Howard, so yeah, no echo on Twitch. I'm pretty sure there is no echo, of course, on Facebook either. It is just on LinkedIn, and yeah, switch to Facebook. I know, going to YouTube, and it's true. Most of the viewers that were watching earlier. And it depends. Some people have that problem. Some people don't. Like Enrique's like no echo, but some people do. It does, and it's terrible because I love this platform. I really do, because it's such a great networking building platform. So let's go ahead and use that and kind of segue into you and your journey a little bit. So
it really is such a networking platform for so many people that don't yet know about it. You need to be on it. You are missing out. It is not like every other social media platform. This is the place to make business connections. It is still social, but not as social as all the others. So if you want to meet people and connect so that you can level up and have more success, then I really think that this is the place to be more than anywhere else. And for everybody who was used to networking in person, we're gonna be here for a while in a virtual space. So get used to LinkedIn. Start now if you're not ready to do it, and just let's dive in. Let's do this.
yeah, and it's funny that there's one of the gentlemen who frequents and I'm connected with very often, Mr. Brian Shulman. He always has updated numbers as far as LinkedIn. So they're over now 750 million users on LinkedIn. Right? I forget the active number of people, but that's how many people have actual LinkedIn profiles who are on this platform, and it's becoming, it's becoming more and more of a social platform where people actually not only do they connect on a more personal level. I feel like there's a more it's more of a place to be a little bit more open and honest and genuine in some of these other platforms. I know uh, I've been on Facebook, I've been on Instagram, I've watched so much content on there. I haven't seen content like I have on this platform. So that's what's very unique about it. But it's but it's hard because sometimes you do get things like this. They're like, I want to share it. But, walk us a little bit about, your whole journey as well, about how you got started and why you wanted to start helping other people connect, build, and find what they're passionate about, and helping them just become the people that they want to become. Because it's, for some people, it is that the fact that they need somebody to kind of walk them along those lines and help them figure out
Yeah.
their life plans, or whatever, or even their career path. So tell us a little bit more about that, and why it was such an inspiration for you to start doing that, helping people.
Yeah, so I know a bunch of people here have already heard this story a little bit. Kat, you're definitely one of them.
Yes.
Because, if you've been on the Teachable Soul, then
Yes.
you've heard the story a little bit. But I was in a career for 13 years. I started as a graphic designer. That's what I went to school for. I've always had a very creative, artsy background. I'm good at it, but I don't have a passion for it, or not in the way that really makes me want to connect with people and do good. I don't always feel the urge to create in an artistic way. But where I do feel creative is when I can pull from all my different experience and my knowledge and help somebody out and put things together and really create that, help them see the path of what needs to happen. It was really hard for me to figure that out for myself, though. So I spent 13 years in a career that ultimately was not for me. And I kind of knew that it wasn't for me, but everybody around me just kept saying oh, stick it out, it'll get better. This is how it is. This is how what you need to be doing. And I didn't feel like that's what I needed to be doing, but so many people told me that that's what I should be doing, that I just stuck it out and I just kept doing the thing, even though it didn't make me feel good. So I burnt out, and I burnt out really, really hard, physically, mentally, every which way possible. I was just sick. And really talk about, I couldn't even manifest anything good because I was surrounded by so much negativity inside and outside of me. So about a little over a year ago, I decided I was going to make a change. And for me, that was really, really hard. Some of you guys know I am a planner through and through. And I'm also a recovering perfectionist and a people pleaser. So I need to have a solution for A through Z. Anything that could possibly go wrong, any other thing that could come my way, I needed to have something in place to mitigate that. So this was the first time that I really had nothing planned.
Mm.
And it was so liberating. It wasn't at first, though. Let me tell you that. I took 2 weeks off of my job before making that final decision, and it was so hard. But I told myself, if I can quiet the storm inside me, if I can separate myself, and I called it Operation Separation, if I can create that little bit of distance and start to feel even a little bit better, this is the time for me to do it. Now is the time. It doesn't matter if people don't approve. It doesn't matter that I don't have a plan. I will figure it out. I need to do this. And you know what? Those 2 weeks made me feel so much better that I was like, all right, we're doing this. And I did it. I did it and took a few months for myself to really figure out what I wanted to do. I knew ultimately that I wanted to prevent people from ever feeling what I just went through, from ever feeling that level of toxicity and burnout. From a preventative measure, I didn't even want anybody to get close to that. So at first I started with productivity. If I'm good at getting things done, let me teach other people how to do those things too. And then the more and more that I started doing that, I pivoted, and then we were in a pandemic and I niched down. And all of a sudden I was doing LinkedIn reviews for people. I was teaching people how to network better, engage smarter. It just became this life of its own that feels great, and I'm happy doing it. So it really just kind of fell into place.
And that's cool that you actually took that leap. Again, I tell people it is, it is one of those things to actually say that you're going to do something and then to start doing it. Take that actual jump. It is scary. It really is scary to do that, and especially like you said, coming from being a perfectionist, being somebody who plans everything out, right? Taking those steps into uncertainty, right? Um, everybody says it, but it's so true. Just getting comfortable, being uncomfortable, right? I mean, I'm
You
pretty sure
gotta
people
take
have
the
said
step.
you got to
You gotta
take
do it.
right. I mean, here's what I've told everybody, right? You either be proactive in change or you're reactive in change. And what I mean by that is what we're living in now in COVID. When we first got it, everybody was just about reactive
Yeah.
in figuring out this thing. Now there was people who were proactive in it, who were, I already worked from home. I wanted the process of working from home. So those people, it was just a transition. It was, I'm already ahead of the game. I was proactive in my own journey. So if people who were setting up their workstations and had everything already at home and was already telecommuting and doing these things, it was just a simple, I already do it now. There's no uprooting for me. It was just changing how I had to go shop but that was for all of us. That was for everybody. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're either one of two things. You're either proactive in your life of changing everything, or you're just reactive and let life happen to you. It doesn't matter what, but their change comes whether you're ready for it or not. So for me, I like the fact that you are already proactive in it, because again, you stem off a lot of things by doing this, by taking these jumps of these leaps of faith and say, you know what, I'm going to go do it because I believe and trust in myself enough. And that's hard for a lot of people. I mean, it's just like it is easy to say, it's hard to actually live and do it. So that's why I tell people that do it, hats off. It takes a lot of courage. It's
Yeah.
not the easiest thing, but but when you do it, you learn so much about yourself.
It was just wow. Like
You're
if
not
you guys have not done this, take a leap of faith in something in your life without overthinking it, and just do it, because
I mean, you're a different person now. You
yeah,
could you
it
can
changed
never
my life.
you can never, even if you wanted to, you could never go back to being that person again, because you've at least taken the step. And you know what? I've been there before. I don't. I can't. Even if I want to let myself fail and go back, I won't, because at least I've taken this first step. So yeah, I commend anybody that wants to do that. Those who are thinking about it, do it.
Yeah.
Um,
And
here.
you're talking about failing over here. There's really, failure is not even like a thing, because you need to fail forward. You can't fail back. You have to keep moving forward. So I fail every day. I talk about this all the time. I fail every day. I make a mistake. I have to start over. I learn from my mistakes, and then I keep going, and I'm better for it. So hashtag fail forward. Like there is no failing back.
Yes, I love that. And I've it's again, it's easy to say, it's harder to do, right? It's
Yeah.
one of those things that you can give the advice, but can you take it? Um, so I recommend to so many people, if you're even thinking about wanting to do something different in your life, and I know it sounds cliche, but start tomorrow. Why wait? Why wait for another day? Um, you know, get up tomorrow. If your thing is, I need to change my lifestyle by eating, or I need to change my lifestyle, my career, or my financials, or whatever it is. Really, it's just
Yeah.
really getting up tomorrow and saying, you know what, I want to start changing the direction that my life is going. And here's the thing, we all control the steering wheel. It's just how are we gonna,
Yeah.
you're gonna put on cruise control, or are you actually going to drive? I mean,
Change one small thing. One small thing. And
right?
see what happens.
And what was, I hear everybody say this, but what was that aha moment for you that said, this is it? I love this. This is what I want to continue to do. I mean, we all have that one moment where we just said, this is it. This is like nothing I've ever experienced, and I want to keep doing it. It drives me.
Yeah. Are you talking about the moment that I realized that I needed to move, or are you
Yes.
talking about the moment that I realized I was doing the right thing?
The moment you realized you were doing the right thing.
I love helping people. I've always been like, I jump in where I feel like I can best serve people and help others, and I do it almost to a fault. Where I realized I was doing the right thing and I was on the right path is there's not just one moment. It's every single time I can show somebody how to do something and I see it on their faces that they have this aha moment of like, holy shit, you can do that?
Yes.
And that breathes life back into me of like, yeah, you want to see what else you can do? Let's dive in. And then I feel like I'm let loose. Like you can't put me back in the cage. Like, here we go. Now we're going full steam. So I love seeing those aha moments when I can share some of my knowledge with somebody and know that they're open to receiving it and also ready to make that change for themselves.
Yeah. And, again, like, I love thinking about these moments and really just wanting to, breathe them in and be present in them. For me, it was my second interview. Actually, it was the very first interview, my second episode is what I meant to say. So after we got done, the person I interviewed said that was a really great interview. I said, I love this. Okay, cool. This is it. This is for me. And it continued to grow every single episode, and every time I would do this and hearing people, man, it was a really great interview. I loved it. That was fun. It was interactive. It was different for me. Those are the moments that I take those in and I say, okay, this is the path. This is wonderful. This is what it is. And this is the best way to, again, reach out and connect with people and have conversations and build community, build network. And, there's so many opportunities that come out of these things that you don't even know. It's a byproduct of just having conversation with somebody, right? It's like, hey, you mentioned somebody and you mentioned something about what you do in another conversation with somebody. They remember it, and then they say, "Ooh, I know somebody. I know the right person. Let me connect you."
That's what networking is. Yeah, it's really that simple.
It is.
It's not necessarily like what can somebody do for you, but who can you connect somebody else to that can help them, and then karma is going to come right back around and give you what you need.
It is. It really is. And like I said, I really love the fact that these sort of interviews, these sort of ways of connecting with people, um, they are for me a great way to. They're my sort of therapy in a way, because I get to talk, I get to express myself, I get to do all these things with different people or same people every day. It doesn't matter. There's somebody new that always comes along that I don't get to meet, but they might come into this community and they start coming back, and then eventually we have a conversation. Right? We get to the point and say, hey, let's talk. You start learning about these people and you start building, again, it's almost like a small network, a small community of people that you just love to be around. And yes, it ebbs and flows. There's people that come and go upon this journey, but it's the fact that you got to learn and be and learn from these people who come into your lives, these experiences that you get, because I think that's what's really cool about it. And I love the fact that was one of the things that kind of touched you, is that I'm able to help change somebody's life, and just by something I can do very naturally. I mean, that's wonderful. It's a wonderful feeling.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, over the past year, I have been introduced to so many people right here on LinkedIn, on other platforms too, but on LinkedIn specifically, I have grown my connections, but also my inner circle.
Yes.
And this is my tribe. These are people that I know are going to support me unconditionally. They will have no judgment. They will give me the feedback that I need. And I am open to hearing it and helping people in return too. It's not just it really is a circle of people that are making me better. And I didn't have that before. Maybe it's because I didn't know to go looking for it before, and now I'm more open to it, that things are coming my way. But LinkedIn is a great platform. Again, if you guys are not on it, you need to be on it. You need to show up and engage and grow your network, grow your personal board of directors.
Yes.
There's no other way to do it. Like, this is where it's at. And you mentioned just being able to come on here and interview people and feel good about it, knowing that you're interviewing someone and the connections that they're going to make from this. This doesn't even feel like an interview. This just feels like we're having a normal conversation in our everyday life. And okay, we're live, so other people can see it. But you know what? Seriously, we were talking for 10 minutes before the show started, right?
Yes.
I thought we were already live. That's how natural it felt. I'm not even kidding. I texted my girlfriend and I was like, because she was like, did it start yet? Like, I'm here. Where is it? And I was like, we've been talking for 10 minutes. It's not on yet. And that was when you were doing the introduction. And I was like, oh, okay. Seriously.
Yeah.
That I really already felt like we were having that conversation, and now it's just continuing. So it is what it is. That's how easy it is.
And this is the power. This is what I tell people. This is the power of video. And being, if this is the world that we have to function and live in, you know what? Let it be your greatest tool. Let it be such a great way to bring people into your. I mean, the universe is your neighborhood. I've said this before. The universe, everything is your neighborhood now. You can actually have a conversation with somebody in Australia. You wouldn't have been able to do this 20 years ago. You wouldn't have the opportunity to meet somebody like that. You wouldn't have the opportunity to connect, and you don't know that person across the world that you haven't met yet, you get to meet. They're a kindred spirit. This is what it is. This is, again, the power of just being able to have these conversations, bring people on and share their stories and experiences with everybody, because I think it's a really great, but people don't understand, this is a tool. Yes, I love to have fun with this. Yes, I love to be laid back, but it is a tool used in the right hands with somebody to say, hey, this is how we grow. This is how we connect. Yes, we still have the urge for the kinetic feel of being with people and interacting with. That's natural. That's just part of our being for some folks. I mean, but for me, this has been such a great way to find what I seek, interesting people out there in the world. There's so many out there. I mean, I could have 1,000 episodes and still come up short of how many wonderful people are out there in the world. So this is the journey, is just to go and have as many of these interviews as possible, because I think everybody here, especially people that come to this platform, they have value. They share their experiences with people. They can be very open and truthful, and for somebody listening right now, I might say, you know what, I connect with this person. I connect with Chelle. I need to have a conversation with her. I've had people tell me that. I met somebody on your show. We had a conversation, and now we're part of that tribe. I mean, it's so cool. It's a full circle. I've had Kat on the show. I adore Kat. She's awesome. She's a wonderful person.
It really does come full circle. I think we've had Wendy on the show quite a few times, and she's the one who introduced us. And in fact, and I told you this a few weeks ago, when you first asked me to be on the show, when Wendy introduced us, I was like, I'm not at your level. I can't do this yet. Like, I'm still a little fish in a small pond. I can't do this. But like you were saying, you just got to start. You just got to do it. Look where we are now. Like, you continue to do the thing. And it's been going great.
Right.
I love Reggie's comment there. Yeah.
Yes,
thank you.
Reggie Waterman is an awesome guy. If you've never connected with him, folks, please do. He hosts these great conversations. He's another great interviewer. I love his style. He's very smooth, free flowing. So this is what I said. This is how you meet interesting people out there in the world, is by at least reaching out and saying, you know what, I want to have a conversation with you. Let's talk. And I tell somebody, if you can get past the fact that you're talking in front of a camera, big deal. It is now you're getting to share who you are, and there's going to be people watching tonight, and they go, wow, I'm going to connect with Chelle. I love who, her personality and what she is, and they'll come to learn more about you. And this is what I say. Um, I've brought plenty of people onto this platform here, shared a conversation with them, and seen them grow so much so they say, you know what, I really love the idea of connection and doing this. I want to do it for myself. And when I see people do that, that's full circle for me. That's where I say, you know what, I'm glad I got to help somebody on their journey.
Yeah.
That lights me up. That really lights me up as far as, hey, seeing all those other people out there, and when the fact that I get to come back around and say, hey, I want you on my show. Yes, where do I sign up? Um, you know, so
I'll sign up again tomorrow if I could. Yeah.
Again, keep winning, guys.
Thank you, Enrique. That's awesome.
Even if you fail, keep winning, right?
Yeah.
To me, that's what it is. It's not how many times you get knocked up; it's how many times you get up. That's for me. That's what it is. Life has knocked me down plenty of times. COVID knocked me down plenty of times with all this stuff. You know what? I just get up, keep going, and again, like you said a little bit earlier, I fell forward. I just said, you know what? I'm try it again. You're never gonna know. But at least if you've taken the steps to head in that direction, at least whenever everything is said and done, and what I always talk about at the end of the show is legacy. At least you, at the end of when you figure all this stuff.
I love this question that you ask. I'm ready for it. Are we there yet? I don't know.
No. We're not going to get there. But this is why I love to mention it, because again, the array of answers and the spectrum of when you ask somebody that question are what interest me. Because asking somebody who's might be 16 years old as opposed to somebody being 76 years old, the answer is not going to be the same. That same person is not going to answer the same question the same way they did when they were younger. Because their perspectives on lives have changed. They've experienced life. Things have, there's so much going on. But again, this is why I love to ask the question. That's why I tell people there's no right or wrong answer about it. But, it is something, and I can tell the people who've actually thought about these things because they're so quick to answer. I've had people, when I ask the question, they're like, boom, jump into it. They already know what they're going to say. I've had either they've thought about it before, they've maybe been asked this question before, but they have something already in their minds. And then there's other people who think about it a little bit, but doesn't matter whether you're that quick or not. It is about just talking about how you, as a person, want to leave a lot. Want to leave these things that what we're talking about behind. I mean, it is our time. We all know. Everybody knows. Everybody should know. Your time is finite. There will become. If there's a beginning point, there's always an end point, right? So think about that and put your thoughts together and really. And for me, I tell a lot of people that's something to really think about because again, just because you're no longer here does not mean what you've done in the time that you were here does not make an impact in somebody else's life. There's people out there now who are still changing people's lives by the things that they've shared. I mean, people talk about Napoleon Hill all the time. He's been gone for a very long time, but yet people still, I just read Think and Grow Rich, or I just read this and it's changed my life. And to me, that's what I mean when I say impact doesn't have to be immediate.
Yeah.
It can happen at any one point. So, again, I this is why I kind of go on these things because again, it's such an interesting thing to learn about people in general. So, what has been? Let me ask you this question. So, what has probably been is there a certain person or experience or something that you've had in helping people that that you always go back to whenever there's a point there's a point in your journey where you're like, maybe you question yourself or you say, but you know what, I remember helping this person out, and yes, this is why that point of purpose, that point of that perspective, again, thinking about it, said, you know what, I want to help somebody again. I can remember. Yes, I might have lost, because we all kind of veer off our path a little bit here, but we always find our ways to bring ourselves back. So, is there something that helps pull yourself back to this? I mean,
yeah. So it's not somebody that I've helped, and this is going to sound a little bit selfish, but I'm going to say it anyway. I go back to thinking about my old self, where I was a year ago, where I was 10 years ago, and I see how far I've come, and I know vividly, like I'm still healing from it, the toxicity, the burnout. Oh no, he's left me. I'll keep going. So I know the burnout that I felt personally, and so when I'm fighting that imposter syndrome, when I'm feeling down, when I feel like, is this the right thing for me? I think back to where I was a year ago, and that keeps me going. And the other thing that really keeps me going is all the people that have told me that I'll never make it. The people that have told me that I'm not going to be anything without them, that I'm never going to amount to anything, that I'm not going to make anything of myself. And to those people, F you, because I'm only just getting started. So it's selfish a little bit, because I want to keep growing and I know where I've been and where I want to go. And it's also to prove everybody wrong. And it's to prove myself right. It's because I know I can do it and they're not going to hold me back. So it's not any one person that I helped that like turned that light bulb on for me. It's me never wanting to be that old person again. I don't want to be that old Chelle.
I love that.
And better. 3.0, 4.0, what you name it. I'm going to keep rebooting and doing the damn thing.
Awesome. I love that. That's a really great way to think about it. I mean, again, I for me, it's the fact, like I said, I get to see full circle of where people who've helped me on my journey, and then seeing those people that I've helped come around. For me, that's always the one thing where even when I feel like I'm down in the dumps or whatever it is, when I see somebody else who I've helped build their voice, then I go, okay, yeah, you know what? Get back up, man. Come on, let's go again.
Yeah.
You're not going to go back to that person. You're never going to be that guy again. I can never imagine myself not being a part or doing something around connection and video and wanting to just share and build and be creative. I can't go back to not being that guy. It's in my blood now. I mean, I took 6 weeks off, and it was
you're itching to get started again. Yeah.
Yes, it was refreshing, because I think we all need to do that. We all need to take some time for ourselves and recharge. It wasn't like I was physically, but it was more energy wise. Like I wanted to, again, think about a lot of things, reflect what has been important. And then once I got started again, I'm like, this is yes, whatever it was, I felt it again. And it was great. And I said, you know what? Yes, I will take necessary leaves going forward, because that's going to be part of the journey. I said, you know what? I need to step away for a couple weeks. That's cool. But it's also cool to come back and say, okay, let's go back again, man. Let's refresh. Like you said, let's reboot. Let's just go 2.0. Let's go 3.0. Let's change. Let's change things. So, okay, now we've come to the point.
When you take that time to reboot and take that time for yourself, though, you come back and you're re-energized, and that is your next level self. You're ready to go.
Enrique, thank you so much. The naysayers and charlatans will feel your energy. Bravo. Yes,
Yeah.
so true. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, okay, here we go on a question. This is the money question, guys. This is one we've asked everybody. So here we go. If you've watched,
guys, did you put your thinking caps on? Because I've had mine on for a while.
Okay, here we go. So, when the book is said and done on Chelle Shapiro, what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind, and what do you want to be remembered for?
I'm sighing, not because I have to give this thought, but because I already know the answer to that. Thank you for asking. I want to know that I am part of something bigger than myself. I want to know that I have helped as many people and touched as many lives as I possibly can, and that I do something every day, even if it's not posting my own stuff. I can always like leave that aside and come back to it later. But I always take time every day to make sure I comment on other people's stuff and to give them that positive encouragement and like feedback, because you don't know what anybody else is going through. And somebody might need that extra little bit of encouragement to keep going. So I really want to make sure that I touch people's lives in a way that can make people better. I always want to make myself better. I want to make other people better. And I'm on a journey where I want to do it together with as many people as possible. So that's a no-brainer for me. I want to know that I have been part of something bigger than myself. And if I can get to like Betty White status and like be like the name on the tip of everybody's tongue when they're thinking about something, then like, yeah, I want to be remembered for making a difference and for touching people's lives.
I love that, because again, like I said, there is no right or wrong answer. It's just about what part of you, what part are you on your journey? And I love the fact that if you do get to Betty White status, that point where you say, you know what, that answer's changed. I'm going to tell you why, because and again, that's cool. I love the fact that it doesn't have to be something that you keep all the time. You go down that path, and you've gone, I've made it to 85, and people love what I've done, and I've left this huge legacy. At that point, it's whatever it is that I want to share, and it's
Betty White, if you're listening, I am here for this. You can mentor me. There's so many other great women that I could have named who I wanted to be part of, like who I want to emulate and leave a legacy. Michelle Obama, Oprah, Brene Brown. Like there's so many great female leaders to aspire to, but I got to go with Betty White because I don't take myself too seriously, or I try not to. And so I do want to add a little bit of comic relief here and there, and like be able to make it myself.
I love that. I really do. I love the fact that you said that. We had this conversation last night, and I've had this conversation multiple times. I love it when somebody says, you know what? Yes, there's a time and place to be serious, but I don't take myself too seriously, though. I know how to giggle and laugh and still help out and change somebody's lives, and that's
I'm going to screw up more than most, and that's okay. I'm going to poke fun at it, not because I want to get to the punchline before somebody else does, but because we can laugh at it and learn from it. So yeah, I'm all about like bringing some positivity and some humor to things, especially when I can poke fun at myself. So been there, done that with the seriousness. There's a time and a place for it. You're totally right.
Yes, there is. And I love that. So, we've talked about it a little bit earlier, but let's go ahead and just cover it for those who maybe missed the earlier part of the conversation. Where is the best place to connect with you and reach out to Chelle?
Yeah. So, of course, number one platform to reach me on right here on LinkedIn. You can find me at linkedin.com/in/Michelle Shapiro NYC. That's because there are way too many Michelle Shapiros in the world. I had to differentiate myself, seriously. So Michelle Shapiro NYC, connect with me on LinkedIn. You can also find me at GetShelled, GetShelled.com. And that is my website. Check it out. Connect with me. I am open to making connections, and whoever I can introduce you to, I am here for it.
Yes. So I'm going to drop these down in the comments as well, guys. So you can click the link if you're not connected with Chelle and connect. Book a conversation, just and see where it can take you. Again, this is what it's all about and what we do here. So, thank you so much.
If you're connecting with me for the first time, please, please shoot me a quick message to let me know where you found me, because otherwise you might get ignored. I'm sorry, just putting it out there. Like, drop me a message.
Truth. There's a lot of truth in that. So just so you can see, guys, here it is. I'm pulling them up in the comments so you can check out the website. It is actually a link now. So if you go into the link, you can go there and you can go to her website. And of course, you can pull up her LinkedIn profile as well in the comments there. So thank you, Chelle, so much for coming on the show. I do appreciate
so much for having me. Yeah.
And yes, you know, as you get further along in the journey, I like to tell everybody, don't be a stranger. If you want to come back, reach out. I've had multiple people come back all the time.
Wendy's done a few takeovers. Maybe I'm next. So
there you go. Right. I always love bringing those people in there. So if I do that and I say, hey, you want to come on? That's where I do my show differently than anybody else. Is you will not see anybody else allow somebody else to come in and host the show. And I tell everybody, you want to come on to do that, you feel brave enough. I've had other people who already reaching out again and say, hey, I want to do it again. So cool. Maybe that's what we do. That's the next step.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Yes. Thank you so much, Chelle, again. It was a really cool, it was a really great conversation. And again, I love to introduce new people to the audience and the crowd, because again, it's the great thing about networking. You start just seeing these people start showing up, and it's cool. And I love this. So thank you so much again for coming on the show. Everybody who's been a part of this one, guys, you are the lifeblood of what we do here. Appreciate you so much. And we will back. Yeah. See, I can't get it out. I've not done over 100. Yes, I've done 100
for some outtakes.
Yes, I've done 162. No, wait, excuse me. 163 episodes, right, so far, and I still have times where I goof up. So yes, doesn't matter how many of these things you've done, guys, you still make mistakes. So awesome. So
you'll do it better next time.
Yes. Thank you, Chelle. Thank you, everybody. Enrique, Reggie, Nick, you guys. Again, Howard Kaufman, he's been on the show. Kat Daniels has been on here as well. Guys, who you ever watching in the show, you want to come on the show, you want to come on, you know how to reach out to me. Send me a direct message. We will have a conversation. I love bringing people on here and just sharing their story and experiences. And it's a great way to build, again, our community. So thank you so much, everybody. We will be back here tomorrow evening, 7:30 Central Standard Time. Our guest tomorrow will be Zusha Golden. He is a photographer. It's going to be a good conversation. We're going to talk about, I don't know, photography, life, whatever it is we reach on. So thank you so much again, Chelle. Sit tight, everybody else. Good night. Stay safe. Stay blessed. We'll get through this together. We're on the cusp of something new. So it's going to be a great new year. Thank you so much, guys. Good night, everybody.